No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
So we all know the state of kind of modern Marvel, and that's terrible, cringe, indoctrinating, propagandistic, unfunny, stale. Have I given the appropriate reactions that you think apathetic? These are things that we have, we feel when we think about modern Marvel. And we saw this play out in real time with Captain Marvel 2, or the Marvels, losing $200 million plus, looks like minimum. And, we look at other shows on Disney Plus, like The Marvels, which, again, nothing against Iman Vellani and her Muslim character, or whatever it is that they thought everyone would be super happy about. It's a YA show. It's for kids, not for me. But it had the lowest viewership of any MCU show on the network. Normally, you would look at She-Hulk, which was reviled by people and fans and was a unstoppable dunk fest for anybody who enjoyed comedy or enjoyed Marvel. You would think these shows get canceled, but I assure you that's not the way the world works now. In fact, She-Hulk, it appears, has been renewed for a second season, which means we're getting a whole nother pile of trash. You see, a show like She-Hulk Attorney at Law on Rotten Tomatoes. We look at this show and you have a 32% average audience score. Now, I'm not saying that some people didn't go and dunk on it. But again, you have the critics, lay critics, okay, giving it a 77%, which quite frankly is laughable. The show is not a 77%. You also look at some of the data that we find, some of the stuff we saw. The fact that this movie or this television show, which everybody laughed at the terrible CGI, cost $225 million. It cost almost as much as the Avengers movies, the early ones. A few months ago, Forbes had a report that the Marvel Disney Plus drama Secret Invasion going over budget. It ended up being made for a whopping $211.6 million. Turns out She-Hulk Attorney at Law actually cost more. Variety is reporting that at least one episode of She-Hulk, which also went over budget, cost Disney as much as $25 million to produce, a sum that is said to rival the priciest Game of Thrones episodes. Just think about that. Remember the wide landscapes, all the set design, the costuming in Game of Thrones. And then think about She-Hulk. Where on earth were they spending that money? I guess you could probably say money laundering. I don't even understand. The total budget for She-Hulk was around $225 million. It wasn't money well spent either. She-Hulk received mixed reviews according to Rotten Tomatoes. Its audience score was just 32%. Marvel fans didn't like it. Why spend so much money on a TV show like this? Well, I know why.
The message.
That's the multi-million-dollar question. Disney has been overspending a lot lately. They're obviously learned their lesson. I think they've cut the budget of just think about it, $225 million to produce that garbage TV show. Let's just look at one episode where the budget is $25 million. The Joker, I think's entire budget was only $50 million. And that made $1 billion at the box office. This comes as news as it was revealed that Disney had underreported by around $75 to $100 million the budget of a few of its 2023 blockbusters. This year's Doctor Strange Into the Multiverse was made for a whopping $350 million, and the Marvels cost $273 million. So Disney hid their budgets. So it's probably, She-Hulk was probably just as expensive. I mean, it was probably also underreported. She-Hulk is another failed big budget endeavor for Marvel Disney. They're really trying to steer the ship away from the incoming iceberg. But can they? I have my doubts. Disney has nobody to blame but themselves. These failed movies and TV shows would not have been greenlit, let alone cost this much to produce. Disney has a series of box office disappointments, at least the last 12 months, including Lightyear, Thor Love and Thunder, Strange World, Ant-Man and the Wasp, and The Haunted Mansion, and The Little Mermaid, and it's not ending there. The Marvels is next. A lot of people say this just has to be a money laundering scam. If you look at this by a Cosmic Book News, which is, rumor, kind of a unreliable website at times, and they get really butthurt when I point that out. But this says Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, She-Hulk rumored all to get a season 2. Again, I don't understand why. It's claimed that Marvel Studios is moving forward with season 2s for Miss Marvel, She-Hulk, and Moon Knight. The rumor comes via Daniel RPK, who also says Miss Marvel season 2 and Moon Knight season 2 will be more than 6 episodes. I'm surprised they have the money for that. The Scooper also has offered Spider-Man 4, Shang-Chi 2, Fantastic Four, and Deadpool 3 are going to lay the foundations for Avengers Secret Wars, which nobody liked on the TV and nobody liked in the first place. The news of a potential Miss Marvel Season 4 is surprising. Iman Vellani stars in The Marvels, which is not only the MCU's worst performing movie at the box office, but also the worst performing superhero of all time. Superhero movie. Miss Marvel's Season 1 isn't much better, as it's the MCU's least watched Marvel show on Disney+. So it's like, okay, 1/3 of the stars of the Marvels movie, and then you have your own TV show on Disney+, and both are the worst. Both are the absolute worst that Disney has done, and then they're giving it a Season 2. I don't even understand how you go to the bean counters and say, if only we had more money. I mean, I don't know. Is that it? Marvel's Avenger video game has also been canceled starring Miss Marvel, and the Miss Marvel comics have been canceled over and over and over. The message from fans is loud and clear. However, it's guessed Disney's agenda is the reason behind the character continuing such a push. Apparently, Disney is making so much money that they don't care if Miss Marvel continues to lose them hundreds of millions of dollars. All that matters is sending a message. The same can be said for She-Hulk, which tied as the second least watched Marvel show with Hawkeye. We should also add that Loki Season 2 lost 50% of its audience. So if Loki, which was Marvel's top-rated show, lost half its audience, what's it say for a show like She-Hulk and Marvel? So, or Miss Marvel. So, I mean, I think the question is just how bad was this show performing? And then they still renewed it for Season 2. Again, probably because the message. Moon Knight is tied for the second best with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and the director and star Oscar Isaac have teased Season 2. Redditors are hoping, Redditors, for it to be part of the new Marvel Spotlight brand. I didn't really watch Moon Knight. I can't say if it was good or bad. I can definitely say She-Hulk was terrible and cringe and was more worried about shipping characters and hookup culture and this, that, and the other thing than actually putting together a good and interesting show. So, I mean, the fact that there's going to be a Season 2 of this, to me, is extremely surprising. This is a show that was hated by viewers. And now you could say, oh, well, it was getting review brigaded. Okay, fine. Let's say hypothetically that's true. Nobody was watching it. It was still, you can look at the ratings then and see that nobody was watching the show. So if it was, if you're like a teen girl, you probably liked it. Ha ha ha, Green Lady, hooks up with the Flash or hooks up with this guy. Ha ha, twerking. Ha, Megan Thee Stallion. Ha ha ha. Ha. Okay. I think that people are definitely tired of the superhero genre, but they're also tired of crap. I think that's, I think that people being tired of garbage is kind of the more leading edge factor for why these movies continue to suck. Yeah, okay, it's funny. She's, She-Hulk attorney a lot. And the show could have been good. It really could have been good. I think it really could. But the problem is the writer's room was full of weirdo self-insert people. They wanted to, stick it to toxic masculinity. The show started out, alienating male fans for clicks online. And what you find is a lot of these like weirdos, okay, they tweet endlessly about the show. And so you think, oh my God, this tweet got like 80,000 likes about She-Hulk. That's crazy. But they're fake. They're fake Pakistani bot accounts that, in my opinion, is likely to be paid for by Disney to make you think that there's all sorts of buzz around the show. We know this because nobody actually watched the show. We know this because Batwoman, right? One of the dumbest garbage shows ever, was constantly trending on every Sunday night when it was on. And then you saw the ratings, and my videos get more views than Batwoman did. So it's all fake, astroturfed. And, I'm glad that there'll be a season 2. It's, for me, it's the thing called job security. It's important for me to have, terrible shows to dunk on, but, boy, they're just going to just stay on this sinking ship. It sure seems like. I guess I'm here for the ride too.